Shall we on without apology?
The date is out of such prolixity. We'll have no Cupid hoodwinked with a scarf, bearing a Tartar's painted bow of laugh, scaring the ladies like a crow-keeper. But let them measure us by what they will. We'll measure them a measure and be gone.
Give me a torch. I am not for this ambling. Being but heavy, I will bear the light.
Nay, gentle Romeo, we must have you dance.
I can't. Believe me, I have a soul of lead so stakes me to the ground I cannot move.
But you are a lover. Borrow Cupid's wings and soar with them above a common
I
bound.
am too sore and pierced with this shaft. Under love's heavy burden do I sink.
And to sink in it should you burden love. Too great an oppression for such a tender thing.
Is love a tender thing? It is too rough, too rude, too boisterous, and pricks like thorn.
If love be rough with you, then be rough with love. Prick love for pricking, and you beat it down. Give me a case for my visage, a visor for my visor. What care I what curious eye doth code deformities? Here are the beetle brows that shall blush for me.
Come, knock and enter, and no sooner in but every man be taken to his legs.
A torch for me, I'll be a candle holder and look on. The game was ne'er so fair, and I am done.
Come, we burn daylight, ho!
Nay, that's not so.
I mean, sir, in delay, we waste our lights in vain, like lights by day. Take our good meaning, for our judgment sits 5 times in that air, once in our 5 wits.
And we mean well in going to this mass, but 'tis no wit to go.
And why, may one ask?
I dreamt a dream tonight.
And so did I.
Well, what was yours?
That dreamers often lie.
In bed? Asleep while they do dream things true.
Ah, I see Queen Mab hath been with you.
Queen Mab, what's she?
She is the fairy's midwife, and she comes in shape, no bigger than an agate stone, on the forefinger of an alderman, drawn with a little team of atomi or men's noses as they lie asleep. Her wagon spokes are long spinner's legs. Her covers are the wings of grasshoppers. The smallest traces of a spider's web. Her hollows are the moonshine's watery beams. Her whip of cricket's bone, the lash of film. Her wagoner is a small grey-coated gnat, not half so big as a round-little worm, pricked from the lazy finger of a maid. Her chariot is an empty hazelnut, made by the joiner squirrel or old grub. Time out of mind, the fairy's coachmakers. But in this state, she gallops, night by night, through lovers' brains, and then they dream of love. Or courtiers' knees, who dream on curtsies straight. Or lawyers' fingers, who straight dream on fees. Or ladies' lips, who straight on kisses dream. Which off the angry Mab, with blisters plagues, because their breaths with sweet meats tainted are. Sometimes, she's driving through a courtier's nose, and then dreams he of smelling out a suit. Sometimes she comes to the typing sale, tickling the nose of a parson as he lies asleep. Then dreams he of another benefice. But sometimes she driveth o'er a soldier's neck. Then dreams he of cutting Spanish throats, of breeches, ambuscados, Spanish blades, of heads 5 fathoms deep. And then anon, drums in his ears, in which he starts and wakes. Being thus frightened, swears a prayer or two, and then sleeps again. This is the Mab that plates the manes of horses in the night, and bakes the elf oxen, foul, sluttish hares, which once untangled, much misfortune bodes. Yes, this is the hag, that when maids lie on their backs, presses them, and learns them first to bear, making the women of good carriage. This is she.
Peace, peace, Mercutio, peace. Thou talkest of nothing.
True, I talkest of dreams, which are the children of an idle brain, begot of nothing but vain fantasy, which is as thin of substance as the air, and as inconsistent as the wind, who woos even now the frozen bosom of the north, and being thus angered, puffs away from thence, turning his face to the dew-dropping south.
This wind you talk of blows us from ourselves. Supper's done, and we shall come too late.
I fear too early, for my mind misgives some consequence hanging about in the stars that shall bitterly begin his fearful date with the night's revels, and expire the term of a despised life closed in my breast by some vile forfeit of untimely death. but he that hath the steerage of my course. Direct my sail. On, lusty gentlemen!
Strike drum!
Welcome, gentlemen and ladies who have their toes. My mistresses, which if you on played with corns, shall walk about with you this night. What? You not dance? I swear she who makes a dainty, she has corns. And I come near you now? Gentlemen, welcome. I've seen the day I have worn a visor, and I could tell a whispering tale in a lady's ear, such as would please. 'Tis gone, 'tis gone, 'tis gone. Welcome, gentlemen. Come, musicians, play.
What is the lady that doth enrich the hand of yonder knight?
I know not, sir.
She doth teach the torches to burn bright. It seems she hangs upon the cheek of night, like a rich jewel in an Ethiop's ear. Beauty too rich for use, for earth too dear. So shows a snowy dove trooping with crows, as yonder lady o'er her fellows shows. The measure done, I'll watch her place of stand, and, touching hers, make blessed my rude hand. Did my heart not love till now, forswear its sight? I ne'er saw true beauty till this night.
This, by his voice, is a Montague. Fetch me my rapier, boy. What? Dares the slave come hither, covered with an antic face to fleer and scorn at our solemnity? Now, by the stock and honor of my kin, to strike him dead, I order not the sin.
How now, kinsman? Wherefore storm you so?
Uncle, this is a Montague, our foe. A villain that has come hither in spite to scorn at our solemnity this night.
Young Romeo, is it?
'Tis he, that's villain Romeo.
Content thee, gentle cause. Let him alone. He bears himself like a portly gentleman. And to say truth, Verona brags of him as being a virtuous and well-governed youth. I would not, for all the wealth in this town, in my house, do him disparagement. Therefore be patient. Take no note of him. It is my will, if thou respect it, show fair presence, and put off those frowns. An ill-beseeming semblance for a feast.
It is fitting when such a villain is a guest. I will not endure him.
You shall endure him. Am I the master here, or you? Oh, he'll not be endured. Oh, God shall mend my soul. You'll make a mutiny among my guests.
Why, uncle, 'tis a shame.
Go to, you are a saucy boy. Is it so, my friends? This trick may stands to scathe thee. Merrily, my heart, you be quiet, or I will make you quiet. Yo, go, you princox. Gentlemen.
Patience, perforce with willful color meeting, makes my flesh tremble in their different greeting. I will withdraw, but this intrusion shall, now seeming sweet, convert to bitterest gall.
If I profane with my unworthiest hand this holy shrine, gentle sin is this. My lips, two blushing pilgrims, ready stand to smooth thy rough touch with a tender kiss.
Good pilgrim, you do wrong your hand too much. What mannerly devotion shows in this? For saints have hands that pilgrims' hands do touch, and palm to palm is holy palmer's kiss.
Have not saints lips and holy palmers too?
Aye, good pilgrim, lips that should be used in prayer.
Then, dear saint, let lips do what hands do. They pray. Grant thou, lest faith turn to despair.
Saints don't move, but grant for prayer's sake.
And move not, while my prayer's effect I take. Thus from thy lips thy sin is purged.
Then have my lips the sin they took?
Sin from thy lips? O trespass sweetly urged. Give me my sin again.
You kiss by the book.
Madam, your mother craves a word with you.
What is her mother?
Mary Bachelor. Her mother's the lady of the house, and a wise and a generous lady, and very goodly. I nursed her that you talked withal, and he that can lay hold of her shall have the chinks.
Is she a Capulet? Oh, dear account, my life is my foe's debt.
Away, begone, the sport is at the best.
Aye, so I fear, the more is my unrest.
Oh, nay, gentlemen, prepare not to be gone. I have a trifling foolish banquet. Is even so? Well, then, gentlemen, thank you. Thank you, honorable gentlemen, and good night.
Come hither, nurse. Who is yon gentleman that would have known?
Oh, I don't know.
Go ask his name. If he be married, my grave is likely to be my wedding bed.
He is Romeo and a Montague, and the only son of your great enemy.
My only love, sprung from my only hate, too early seen unknown, and known too late. What prodigious birth of love it is to me, that I should love a loathed enemy?
Oh, come, anon, anon. The guests have all gone.
Can I go forward when my heart is here?
Romeo! My cousin Romeo! Romeo!
On my life, he had stolen himself home to bed.
He ran this way and left the orchard wall. Call him, Mercutio.
Hey, I shall conjure too. Romeo, humor, madman, passion, lover, appear thou in the likeness of a sigh. Speak but one rhyme and I am satisfied. Cry but I me, and pronounce but love and dove. He heareth not, he moveth not, and he stirreth not. The age is dead, and I must conjure him. I conjure thee by Rosaline's bright eyes, by her fair foot, her straight leg and quivering thigh, and in the demon that there adjacent lie, that in thy likeness thou appear to us.
And if he hear thee, thou wilt anger him.
This could not anger him. 'Twould anger him to raise a spirit in his mistress' circle, though she had conjured it and laid it down. Oh, but that was some spite. My invocation is fair and honest, and in his mistress' name I conjure only to raise him up.
Come, he hath hid himself amongst these trees to be consorted with the humorous night. Blind is his love, and best befits the dark.
Ah, but if love be blind, then it cannot hit the mark. And now he will sit under a medlar tree and wish his mistress were that kind of fruit, as maids call medlars when they laugh alone. Oh, Romeo, oh, that she were! Oh, that she were open arms, and thou a pauper and pear! This field bed is too cold for me to sleep. Come, shall we go?
Go then, for 'tis in vain to seek him here that means not to be found.
He jests at scars that never felt a wound. But soft, the light through yonder window breaks. He is the east, and Juliet is the sun. Arise, fair sun, and kill the envious moon, who is already sick and pale with grief that thou, her maid, art far more fair than she. Be not her maid, for she is envious. Her vestal livery is but sick and green, and none but fools do wear it. Cast it off. It is my lady. Oh, it is my love. Oh, that she knew she were. She speaks, yet she says nothing. What of that? Her eye discourses. I will answer it. I am too bold. 'Tis not to me she speaks. Two of the fairest stars in all the heaven, having some business, do entreat her eyes to twinkle in their spheres. What if her eyes were there, and they in her head? The brightness of her cheek would shame those stars as daylight doth a lamp. Her eyes in heaven would through the airy region stream so bright that birds would sing and think it were not night. See how she leans her cheek upon her hand. Oh, that I were a glove upon that hand, that I might touch that cheek.
Ay me.
She speaks. Oh, speak again, bright angel, for thou art as glorious to this night being o'er my head as a winged messenger of heaven unto the white upturned wandering eyes that gaze upon him as he bestrides the lazy puffing clouds and sails upon the bosom of the air.
Oh, Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou Romeo? Deny thy father and refuse thy name. If thou wilt not, you but sworn my love. I will no longer be a Capulet.
Shall I hear more? Or shall I speak at this?
'Tis but thy name that is my enemy. Thou art thyself, though not a Montague. What is Montague? It is neither hand nor foot, nor arm, nor face, nor any other part belonging to a man. That which we call a rose by any other name would smell just as sweet. Would not Romeo then, if Romeo not be Romeo called, maintain that dear perfection which he owes without that title? O Romeo, doff thy name, and for thy name take all myself.
I take thee at thy word. Call me but love, and I'll be new baptized. Henceforth I never will be Romeo.
What man art thou, thus bescreened in night, so stumblest upon my counsel?
By a name. I know not how to tell thee who I am. My name, dear saint, is hateful to myself because it is an enemy to thee. Had I it written, I would tear the word.
My ears have not yet drunk 100 words of thy tongue's uttering, yet I know this sound. Art thou not Romeo, and a Montague?
Neither, fair maid, if either thee dislike.
How did you find this place, and wherefore? The orchard walls, they are high and hard to climb, and the place is dead, considering who thou art, if any of my kinsmen were to find thee here.
With love's light wings did I perch these walls, for stony limits cannot hold love out. And what love may do that dares love attempt, therefore thy kinsmen are no stop to me.
If they do see thee, they will murder thee.
Alack, there lies more peril in thine eye than 20 of their swords. Look thou but sweet, and I am proof against their enmity.
Would not for the world they found thee here.
I have night's cloak to hide me from their eyes. And if thou love me, let them find me here. My life were better ended by their hate than death heroic wanting of thy love.
Thou knowest the mask of night is upon my face, for that which thou hast heard me speak tonight.